Hey everyone, it's me again. It's just us again. It's that time of the week where I am up at 2 a.m. editing and I'm talking to you on my phone, telling you what you're about to listen to. If you listened to our first Young Dracula episode and thought, oh, that's not bad, I'll listen to their second one. Wow, thank you so much. That's so generous of you. We're doing the exact same thing again. So I have split this one into two, part A and part B. It's the same episode, but we're just splitting it in two because otherwise it would be very long. And this time we're focusing on series 3, 4 and 5. So we've done the Welsh seasons, the sitcom seasons of Young Dracula, and now we're going to do the dark seasons. In 2 short weeks, we will stop plaguing your ears with our vampire content. We will move on to something else. But yeah, you've got a few more hours of Young Dracula content to wade through. And again, this one was filmed in a studio, so it is available for you to watch on YouTube if you prefer the visuals to the audio. And as always, thank you so much for joining us here. We're so grateful to be joined by you and that you allow us time and space in your head. There's a lot going on. There's a lot to choose to listen to, and you chose to listen to us. Why, I don't know, but we are grateful. That's enough. I'm sick of hearing my own voice, to be honest, so enjoy the show.
If I'm that afraid for my life, I will piss on the floor.
I've already pissed.
Hello! Part 2.
Part 2.
Part 2. Why is that funny? Part 2 of Young Dracula. We've done season 1 and 2, and now we're on to the dark ones.
3, 4, 5.
3, 4, 5, yes. Oh, yeah.
Mine was crap. Someone with a metal one do it. That's
there we go.
Mine's plastic.
So because it's vampire themed again, cheers. Laura and I are in our goth get-up. Cheers. And
yours
we've got
metal.
No, glass. You've got a plastic one. So we've all got teeny tiny 187 ml bottles of red wine.
I'm allergic to sulfites.
Yeah, this is going to be fun.
This is 2.5 UK units.
2.5? Mine's 2.1.
And mine is 13.5.
That's
no, hang on. Where are the units then?
In that little glass.
There's a little.
Oh, 2.5.
Chief medical officer, yeah.
Yeah, 2.5.
Because mine's also
13.5
as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
What a fascinating start.
I know. So I've got the Malbec.
I've got really, really recognisable.
The Rioja one.
Mine's Cab Sav. Would you like to sponsor us?
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Cab Sav.
Yeah,
Casamania.
You don't know what this is. I could be drinking any red wine.
Yours is the only. Yours is the only one I would have known covered up.
The yellow label one.
Campo Viejo.
Yeah.
Campo
I did a Spanish degree.
You actually did.
I was just thinking earlier about how the podcast lets all 3 of us use our degrees, but you only get to use half of your degree.
Yeah, I didn't just do a Spanish degree. I did
a drama degree
drama
also
as well, and then I also did another degree. I've got lots of degrees. I'm very clever, and that's why I'm here on Wednesday night.
Laura is gonna have 3 degrees. One of my favourite vocal groups, and that's not a joke, it's the truth.
She's got less subjects than me, though.
Yeah, 3 degrees in one subject.
But I get a new, what's it called, suffix? No.
Suffix? Prefix?
Title. I get a new title out of mine.
Oh, yeah. Suffix would be if it
Doctor.
went at the end.
Yes, doctor.
Yeah. How have our days been?
My day's been pretty good. My week's been pretty shit.
Yes.
It's less than a week since we recorded the first two series, the first episode, and I've experienced quite a lot of death in the last 6 days.
Yeah.
I was actually thinking about it earlier because I was...
I don't mean to laugh. It's just it's a lot, isn't it?
Well, to talk about dead people, I was thinking about the other day, like, how, when you guys are not feeling like having a really great day, but you have to record anyway, like, how do you bring it?
Well,
Do I?
Yeah, I think that because I would probably have a lot of a much harder time if it wasn't you guys that I recorded with.
well, in The Boat That Rocked, there's a scene where Chris O'Dowd, who's just experienced a breakup, is, you know, really depressed, and then he's got to go live on air, and you can see him use every ounce of energy in his body to sort of do the... And that was, and I've done that, like, because I did my show this morning. It does, sometimes if you're not in the mood, it really takes it out of you to, oh, life's so hard, isn't it? Life's so fucking hard. I actually love doing it, and I love doing this, but yeah, I hear what you're saying.
Well, I always know I'm going to have a lot of fun. I never have a bad time when we film it, so if I am in a bad mood or a bad whatever, before we start recording, I know that recording will cheer me up.
Aww.
That's nice.
Me too.
I've been on the radio a couple times, but not most of the time against my will. So.
Oh, can I say sorry? I probably should have asked you to follow up on that.
Well, it's fine if you don't want context. I will happily leave that as a mystery as to what the hell I mean.
Okay, all right.
It's up to you. Do you want to know?
Well, I just want to, before I forget to say this,
yeah.
because I do need to say it, this episode is full of spoilers for seasons. Like, with 1 and 2, we didn't really care about spoiling that for you, but...
This is a linear storyline that we are going to talk about.
And it's going to be spoiled.
Go watch it and then come back, if you care.
You won't regret it. It's
Have
a
you
fantastic series.
Are you back?
Are you back?
Did BBC iPlayer crash for you guys as well?
You crashed it because you were watching it at like 2.5 speed.
Sorry,
And you still didn't manage to finish it.
I had a week. I've had more than full-time amount of hours to work this last week, and I had a week to watch 3 seasons of telly, which is about 19 hours of telly. No, I didn't get it done, but it's also because I really need to get the other stuff done.
Well, I started early, and me and Meg have, in the last couple of weeks, just binged seasons 3, 4, and 5.
Yeah, in the last few days, I binged 3 and 4, and then most of 5.
I've done 3, 4, and 5 in 6 days.
It's really impressive what you've done.
I'm magic.
The horror spreads to my face, one of my best features. You don't need my hair, Renfield.
Can I start by asking, do we prefer these seasons to the early ones?
Yes and no, right?
Me too.
Because they are... Number one, when I first started watching series 3, I thought I wasn't going to like it. And it took me longer to get into than the first 2. But I did get into it. I did really enjoy it. I haven't just binged, 39 hours of TV in a week because I hated it.
No, it's half of 39.
39?
39
13
half
times
hours.
3.
39 half hours.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. I would not.
39 episodes, I think I meant to say.
Yeah. I wouldn't have been able to do
I
it.
didn't hate it. Obviously, if I really wasn't liking it, I simply wouldn't have finished it, and then I would have brought that as my Discord.
Do you know how little I watched of Heads?
Yeah.
Literally as much as I had to, and then it was like, absolutely not. This is garbage. This wasn't garbage.
I would have just come and been a hater for 2 hours. So
Oh, I know you would have done. I
Yeah.
feel like you're still going to.
no, I'm not. I enjoyed
About
it.
certain things, Erin.
I have to kiss you.
Technically, I have to kiss you.
Are you using a desperate situation to get a cheap snog?
It's ancient vampire law. A kiss from the chosen one will protect you from the flames. Simple.
Okay then. Let's just go for it.
Yep.
Oh, I hate her. I will be a hater.
I'm yes and no as well, because like there's the things that I like the most about season 1 and 2 are not in the rest of the show. Well, they are, but like less featured. It's less funny. It's less zany.
Renfield said you had some news.
What? Oh, yes. I do. I have. Redfield! Would you be quiet?
I'm trying to look for the thing.
Shush! All right.
And that was the
Ooh,
stuff that
you've not seen most of season 5.
Okay, but
Right.
collectively, 3, 4, 5, less zany
Okay.
than 1 and 2.
There's a tonal shift apart from the Count.
Yes.
He remains the same character the whole way through.
I would say Renfield as well.
Oh, Renfield is outstanding.
Renfield
He
gets-
is-
Potentially the strongest character in the
Renfield
whole
gets-
thing.
Here we are. Normal drinks. Served in normal way. What could be more normal?
I think he gets more competent, but in a way that makes sense.
No,
he
I
stands
think-
up to the Count a bit more. They've got more of a back and forth now,
Yeah,
which
I
is
don't,
nice.
I don't think that he's more competent. I think he's always been competent, but he is essentially a different character in the 3, 4, and 5 because he's had this memory wipe and he's different, right? But he's the same. Does that make sense?
So I've been thinking about this a lot. I would like
really?
to Yeah, I would like to draw a comparison between seasons 3, 4, and 5 of Young Dracula to 5, 6, and 7 of Buffy.
I knew you were gonna say that.
I'll tell you why.
I don't know if it's come up before, but we all love Buffy. Elsie is next level about Buffy.
I can't argue with that. But yeah, the way that this is how I'm gonna. So listen, I've been thinking about this a lot. Why are you laughing? this is culture.
It makes sense. It makes total sense. It's really fitting. There's no reason for me to be laughing.
Let me explain. I've not explained it to you. So, season 5 of Buffy, season 3 of Young Dracula.
Yeah.
Darker tone to both. The introduction of a brand new main character that divides the audience.
Oh.
That happened in both.
My darker side's part of me now. My powers are honed and I'm ready to rule.
Season 6 and season 4. Starts off thinking, oh, this is fun. This is going to be a fun series. This is funny. And then it turns into one of the most depressing seasons. And major character death. So that's the comparison there.
I want to see vampires and slayers in the same room getting on.
Doing what? Karaoke?
You choose the event. We'll come and observe.
You agreed what? A sporting event. Vampires v Slayers.
Sport.
You're dying. I need to change you into a vampire to save you. What do I do?
Don't do it. Vlad,
Erina.
open the curtains.
Not now, you need to rest.
Vlad, get me a mirror.
I can't.
Why not?
You know why. You were dying. I had to.
I will never forgive you.
Tag.
Then season 7 of Buffy and season 5 of Young Dracula. Balls to the wall insane.
My loathing will live on for eternity. I curse you with God! Renfield? Renfield! Bread! Bread! Come on! Powerful vampire in Israel! As my only son! That it could contain all the evil in the entire universe. That's a lot of evil.
Sprawling, messy, completely jumps the shark, and yet very satisfying. Would you go with that?
I
Balls
don't
to the wall.
think.
In it?
Yeah.
I don't think they jumped the shark. That's
Of Buffy? Or
either of them.
Okay.
I don't think either of them overstay their welcome.
Okay, yeah, that is what that means, isn't
Yeah.
it? Okay, fair enough. But you hear what I'm saying? Like, I would you go with that comparison?
I would, in the sense that I would have personally, I would have preferred if the series 3-4 storyline had continued into series 5 than series 5's weak storyline.
Yeah.
Yes.
In that, but I didn't.
Which we'll get into.
I don't think it overstayed its welcome. In I wasn't sick of it. Like I wanted to watch more of it. I'd have watched more of it. I wasn't so jazzed about Vlad's human mother that then gets memory wiped at the end of the series. Like, oh, there was no point you being here at all. Everything that's just happened has been pointless.
Which I.
Especially if that hadn't been the final series. Like, I get why it happened. It wasn't the final series. Like, but if it hadn't been, that would have been a shit waste of a series.
I knew you were a half-breeder, but I never thought your mum would be of it. Oh, hang on. If the count's dead and you're a half-breeder, then of course your mum had to be a breeder, didn't she? Oh, got it now, yeah. Oh, that's nice you found her, isn't it? You must be very excited indeed. This feels like a family moment.
Shall we explain what the very vague overview of the 3 seasons? So, well, do you want to do season 3?
Okay,
because you've seen it most recently.
So in series 3, they've moved away from Stokely. They live in
Garside.
I don't know why my mouth wanted to say Grimsby, but
my mouth wanted to say Gravesend.
Gravesend, yeah. They've moved away from Stokely because they were chased out by Ingrid, who went mental and evil at the end of the 2nd series, as if she hasn't been mental and evil the whole time.
But she wanted the streets of Stokely to run red with blood.
Yeah,
that's what she said.
It's just the funniest sentence ever.
And so they live in whatever.
It's really not hard. Garside.
Liverpool.
Yeah, the Count owns a school now, like a posh school.
Yes, and Vlad is a student at this school, and
it's been how many years between? Was it 3 or 2?
3, I think.
I think it was 4.
3 or.
It's been some time.
It's been some time.
It is either 3 or 4, because in one of the series, Ingrid says that she is 20.
She's 20.
And in the last series, Vlad is turning 18. So it's been like 3 or 4. Yeah. It's been like 3 or 4, and it spans like 2 or 3 years, right?
The Dracula residence Stokely Castle was burnt to the ground yesterday. There are unconfirmed reports that the eldest daughter, Ingrid, perished in the blaze.
I'm very sorry for your loss. I loved her, Zoltan. I know I didn't always show it, but I loved her. She was the best castle I ever owned.
He was talking about Ingrid.
No, I wasn't.
There's
at school.
Yeah, so the Count owns this school, which is weird.
And lives in the attic.
And lives in the attic of the school.
And the head teacher just accepts this. And
do they live in the attic or the basement?
Attic.
Because there was one time where they were like, let's go down home, like downstairs home.
No, they live in the attic.
But yeah, they're always coming down from
Yeah.
That doesn't. Why would you live closer to the sun?
They're like live-in landlords, basically, for this school.
Relatable.
And he funds the school or something?
He funds the school.
Very strange.
And he has to sign off on like all of the financial
Hiring.
decisions and the hiring.
So weird.
And he's in love with the head teacher, Miss Macaulay, who's one of the best characters in the whole
show.
The whole show is one of the best characters.
Time for a tea break. Sorry, who are you?
Oh, this is my mum.
Magda, Carmilla, Elisabetta, Barthoria, Westenra. Alex, Macaulay. Vicky? No, thank you.
What happens in the series?
Yeah, Erin comes along.
Erin, who is... she's got the Draculas convinced that she is a vampire... bitten, so
been turned
half fang,
not
born a vampire, and
full fang, I guess.
Full fang, and
full set.
But she's not. She's a slayer whose brother has been bitten, and she's trying to find
by Ingrid
in Stokely, and she is trying to find a cure for him.
I told you, I'm gonna cure you. If I can wipe out the bloodline that infected you, the curse will be lifted.
Can't wipe out the Draculas.
Ever since Ingrid bit you, she's been getting weaker and weaker. All I need is one chance to get close to her.
And how do you plan to do that?
They've just invited me to live with them.
You can't live with vampires. You're a vegetarian.
And a trained slayer.
With a pulse.
I've been using stasis spray, remember? It blocks out my heartbeat, my breathing, and my scent.
And she initially thinks that wiping out the clan of the vampire who bit you can reverse the curse, I suppose.
We've never, we never find out if that's true or not.
No, we don't, because she falls in love with Vlad and then doesn't want to kill them anymore.
Yes, and then her brother becomes a full vampire anyway, and he gets really weird.
And annoying.
Vlad also goes evil this series as well.
Briefly,
yeah.
Oh,
Evil.
Bad
so
Vlad was
hot.
horrible. Oh.
So I know that everyone fancied Vlad in these seasons. I didn't until season 5.
I didn't at all. What? No. At no point.
You didn't. No.
I don't think. I think he doesn't look not like my boyfriend.
I don't think he looks at all like
I think that they would
Meg's
be in the same
boyfriend.
police line.
Yes, I agree.
The same genre.
Yeah.
I firmly do not see that.
I think that that's what he looked like when he was
a teen.
19, 20.
I don't think that. I didn't fancy Vlad the way everyone else did until season 5, and then he came in season 5
With a
and,
neck tattoo.
And he's got this neck tattoo,
I've
and
just been
then
on my gap year finding myself. And we
no,
went to
that's
Tibet.
him.
That's what else he likes in a man.
No, it's not. But then,
It's not.
because season 5, the attention to detail is appalling, they keep forgetting to put the tattoo on him and he just loses it.
No weapons at the table?
Ah, they're not stakes. These are Tibetan meditation statuettes. One black, one white. The yin and the yang, the darkness and the light.
I'm so sorry. It's all fascinating. Renfield, let's eat.
When he started talking, he's like, "Oh, I'm vegetarian, and we did the meditations at the temple
In
and
Tibet."
I was just
Yeah.
like, "Oh my god, I'm sure you did, but shut the fuck
Yeah,
up."
I love Vlad very much, but I do find season 5 Vlad to be quite annoying.
And the Van Helsings are back, except Eric.
Eric's dead.
Eric's dead.
This is still season 3.
And
Yes.
Mina is now head
Slayer.
Yeah.
And they show up and they've got everyone convinced that they're
Still mind wiped.
Yeah, so they at the end of series 2 they were mind wiped, and they're trying to convince everyone that they're still mind wiped, but they're not.
Vlad, this is mad. You go to this school? I don't believe this.
So, what are you doing here?
My mum landed a job with the local education authority. She had to see Miss Macaulay. Seeing as we're relocating, I thought I'd check out the 6th form.
Total coincidence then.
Total. Why did you leave Stokely in such a rush? I mean, one minute you was there and the next.
Down to Dad. You remember what he was like, don't you?
Who could forget? Bonkers. Good laugh, though.
That's him.
They don't try very hard. They try for a day.
That is one thing I'd like to say about these series is that not a lot of effort is put into things, and it doesn't take a lot of effort to save the day. That is something I noticed. I found myself disappointed with how easily things were solved.
Also, Vlad is, if you've forgotten, the chosen one. So this series is also following up on what that means.
Yeah, because another thing that happens in
why the
season
Slayers are after him.
3, so there's a episode early on where, because he's the chosen one, he's getting all these tutors, and they're all comedy tutors. One of them's too strict and the Count garlics her. One of them,
Nanny Mueller,
is the Count's friend, and Vlad gets rid of him. And then a third one comes along, and he's very sort of pompous. And you think oh, this is just another. I know how this is going. He's going to get rid of him.
My name is Bertrand de Fortonesa.
Sorry, Bertrand.
Bertrand.
Oh, great. You're one of them. Look, I don't care what Dad's told you.
I've never met your father.
But he sent for you, though.
Nobody sent for me. I came to find the chosen one. He who can open the Predictum Impeva. Vladimir Dracula. it is my solemn duty and honor to present you with the Predictum Impever.
Right, so what does it do?
But no, he sticks around for 2 seasons.
His name
and
is
Bertrand.
He was second or third
First.
most popular?
First.
No. Robin was the most popular.
Oh, you're right. Sorry. Yes.
He was either second or third most popular ship with Vlad.
With Vlad.
Which in the 3rd season I don't see at all. In the 4th season I get it.
His name is Bertrand Fortunesta.
Bertrand.
But yeah, he says it in a like French accent.
That he doesn't have at any other point.
And then
He's northern.
the rest of the time.
I was thinking this is really unusual casting because Bertrand is like a very old vampire whose like duty it is to find the chosen one and
He's like
help
400.
help train them up to perform their duties. And yet he's like a bit older looking than Vlad and northern with like curly hair. And it's like this is very strange casting.
Yeah.
And I found him really annoying and like a useless character in season 3.
But we've wasted a lot of time. Now it's imperative for you to open the Predictum Impever.
I know, you keep telling me.
Yeah, but you don't listen. Vlad, time's running out. There are other forces at work here. The clan leaders are waiting. They have expectations.
His role in season 3 is sort of a chosen one storyline. He brings in this evil book. I forgot what it's called. The Predator. And
Predictum Impever.
Yeah.
It's like held together with like skeleton hands like this.
Yeah.
And when they come to open it, their fingers go like this. And then it opens and it's really gross.
But yeah,
and
like,
also really shit. Try
Yeah.
harder. If you can make Renfield look like that, you can make that book a bit better.
The whole point is that as the chosen one, he has to open the book, or he's not really the chosen one. First and foremost, I think stupid. Don't open a book like that. Look at it. Leave it alone. And then they put blood in it.
You're like, oh, it won't open. Have you tried forcing it?
Have you tried breaking the bones? You know what bones are?
Just smash it on top of it.
Instead, Vlad just needs to think really hard at it to get it to open.
And I just like, if you open a book and the pages are blank, walk away.
On Bertrand.
Or use it for writing.
I hated him in season 3. And then in season 4, he was like the best.
I really liked him.
Loved him in season 4. What Laura said was some men really need their facial hair, which is mean. I just think he looks great.
I don't personally think the facial hair makes an awful lot of difference to him.
But he is a better character
in season 3. He looks a lot like the main actor in Hereditary. The main guy in that, I think Bertrand looks like him in the 1st season, and then he looks better and more, I guess, suave in the 3rd season.
I think he's got more ridiculous clothes in the 4th season.
I love his coats.
Yes, his coats.
His ridiculous coats.
And his, like, living quarters. He is, like, full vampire, like... Because they don't all, like, go in for that look, but Bertrand really does.
Fucking Vlad is an IKEA boy and continues to be one.
He's a little IKEA boy.
In season 1 and 2, he's got IKEA bed sheets that we had. And then in season 3, 4, 5, he's got IKEA pillows and lamps that we had.
And Laura is currently wearing shoes that Ingrid wore. She wears those in the show.
I'd like to know how they make money, because they must get things from breather places if he's got IKEA sheets. But where do they make their money from?
I think, are they not funded by Magda's parents? I assume. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, there's also, because if they're landed gentry, which they were, presumably, that means they get taxes. They might just have been sitting on money for. Vampires
Maybe
are
it's
usually wealthy and
Do you
stuff.
think it's a private school?
Yeah,
it looks
definitely
like one.
definitely a private school. But also, this is how vampire stuff usually works: is that they've had money for so long and they save money for so long. They're just like, you know how rich people will stay rich forever if they just keep their stuff in savings because the compound interest is crazy.
But there is a little storyline in season 5 where the Count keeps saying like, "Oh, all the money's gone."
We could turn the empty classrooms into bedrooms, each with their own en-chic bathroom.
Oh, could I book into the honeymoon suite? I could wear something old, something new, something borrowed, and something blue like the veins on my neck. Oh, fighty, fighty, fighty.
You'll be doing reception, and room service, and laundry. Basically, you'll be doing everything.
Yeah, that'll make a change.
All those in favour of getting caught running an illegal breather-biting hotel and turned to dust, raise your right hand.
Keeping this empty barn running's draining me dry.
True. Because the school is closed in season 5.
Yeah.
Anyway, should we explain what season 4 is?
Malik. Ah, Malik. Malik, good name. From the old country.
Yeah, my parents came from Bistrit.
Oh, I know Bistrits well. Who are your parents?
My mother's name was Elizabetta. And my father gave my mother this locket.
No. You can't be.
I'm your son. Your eldest son.
And you only thought to mention this now.
The character of Malik is introduced.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I know.
So Vlad has become the ascended chosen one, and
Yes.
he's taken over his role as child dictator of the vampire world. And not well. And he's introduced...
If he was good at it, there wouldn't be a story.
Yes, I know. I can still say that he's bad at it, though.
He is bad at it, yeah.
So season 3...
He's a little shitbag, actually.
Season 3 ends with the
ascendant.
the Slayers and the
Oh,
vampires
yeah.
basically saying, let's try and work together.
Because they filled that evil book with blood because they're stupid, and a man comes out of it who was the previous chosen one.
Yeah, the previous chosen one. Yeah.
The previous chosen one, covered in leather armor that looks like someone glued rocks to it. And then his Cetheus, is that his name?
Don't know, mate.
Is it 1 episode or 2 episodes that he's in?
2.
He's shit and a bad villain.
He's just so evil that it makes all the vampires and the Slayers go, oh, maybe we should work together because this man's insane.
Well, yeah, he's insane. He's not even that interesting. He's like, oh, let's kill everyone. Let's move south as we're killing everyone. It's like, okay, just, you could be more interesting with your evil, but fine. And then they're all like, well, because they didn't know what would happen when they filled the book with blood because they're stupid. Sorry, I just don't think you should fill artifacts with blood and expect nothing to happen.
I think it's a fun scene when Jono and his mum are in the castle and...
They're in a tent.
Yeah, they get a little pop-out tent because
Yeah.
vampires can't enter without being invited, so they just sit in it in the middle of the room.
They're like, oh, you're going to need to wee at some point. Like,
I could
Yeah,
piss
they
on
do
the
that.
floor.
Push
Like,
yourself
if I'm
back.
that afraid for my life, I will piss on the floor.
I've already pissed.
It's a tent. We can just quietly and stealthily leave because a tent's pretty mobile, even when you're in it.
Well, yeah, they start trying to kind of shuffle it along.
Yeah, and then he's killed really quickly, and I just thought it was a really boring finale. Like you said, too easy as well. Like, it was really easy.
Yeah.
Vlad gets with Erin.
Erin dies.
Well, that's not yet.
Erin dies, and then Vlad, despite being told by everyone and Erin not to bite her to save her, bites her to save her, and then she goes evil, but in a boring way.
Yes.
And then is dusted at the end of the series.
No, she's not.
Is she not
No,
dusted?
her
Doesn't
and
she just
Malik.
leave? Yeah, they just
they
leave.
sort of leave. So I think that this is
They're in
something that
Paris.
I forgot. She is dead though. She does
Yeah.
die. We just don't see
But
it.
this is something that I find really like a shame because she's a massive part of seasons 3 and 4. And then she wants that really emotional episode where she's dying and Vlad decides to turn her, and then she hates him for the rest of the season despite them having, I think, really good chemistry.
A stake right here, and I'd live. 'Cause you stole my heart.
Really? You're going with that one?
Come on, don't pretend it's not working.
What am I going to do with you?
I'll make a list. I'm on fire.
I'll say.
No, really. Thanks.
No, thank you. It was brave.
Before.
They don't have any chemistry,
They do.
let alone
They
good
do.
chemistry.
So
the scene where they flirt, I genuinely went, ugh.
I like it. Anyway, she
it.
leaves
All right,
with
just say
Malik
your
to
nails.
sort of bite people in France. And and then it is mentioned.
You know the problem with French blood.
Too garlicky.
Too garlicky.
Then it's mentioned in season 5 that she got dusted. And it's like, for a character that was so important, the way that she's removed is so unceremonious. Like,
That
there is
happens a
no
few times, though.
there's no showdown with Vlad and Vampire Erin. She just begins to not like him. It's really depressing, and then she leaves, and then it's mentioned that she dies, and it's really it's just such an anticlimax, and I think it's a shame for that character. And one day I would like to buy that actress many, many drinks, because she had, like Michelle Trachtenberg in Buffy, she had a difficult job with getting people on side.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I'm just disappointed with what they did. Like, the potential for her and then what they actually did with her. You've got, like, this girl who claims, or in some instances acts quite, I don't need your help, don't help me, get away from me, strange boy. And then literally the second something goes wrong, is very scared of everything, despite being a trained slayer. So it's no wonder her brother got bitten.
She never displays any trained slayer
no, she's just quite snivelling the whole time.
Like, she's a brilliant actress, I think.
Like, when she gets stuck out on the roof, they all think she's a vampire, right? Except for Vlad. No, she's not. And she gets locked out in this bit of
on the balcony.
Yeah, on like a balcony kind of place. And
because some of the vampires are trying to, well, the Count, trying to get rid of her.
And I think if you have Slayer training, just based on some of the stuff we've seen with Slayer training, try and climb down. You're not that high up, and it's a very climbable building. Just do anything.
She also looks like Charity Shop Sue.
Yeah. So
I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, she does.
She's
does. Really pretty, but that hair, what were they doing to her?
Terrible hair.
It's all the like big tartan scarves.
The big tartan scarves
that we all had when we were 13.
That's not their fault. That's 2012's fault.
It's a little bit Sadie J hair as well, isn't it?
It is, but not as nice.
Not as
a lot more Charity Shop.
What were they doing? They like had this feathery kind of middle-aged woman look.
Yeah. No, it was, she's like Karen hair.
Yeah,
it's
really
she's
weird.
got
highlights, and she's meant to be like.
I had
16, 17, maybe.
Okay, I wasn't a Slayer, and I wasn't not without any family living in someone else's house, miles away from any hairdressers. So that's fair.
No, it's more like she's got Karen highlights.
Oh, I see.
It's a definite style. It's been styled.
Yeah.
I just don't know why they decided. I mean, I guess slightly Western is like the least vampiric you could go with, and they were trying to make her the opposite, maybe. I don't know.
What do you mean slightly Western?
The sort of cravatty kind of tartany
I just
thing.
think that was like very trendy at the time.
Do you think?
It
very
was.
very normcore trendy.
And then I was so disappointed when she becomes a vampire and she has this opportunity to like be really, really evil, which they're like, oh, she gets recruited by Ingrid, so she doesn't even like side with Ingrid or anything. She's just under Ingrid's spell, which Vlad is upset about because she's supposed to be loyal to him because he turned her, and that annoyed me because we were talking about this last night at the pub. She never at any point, we're told that she's going out every night murdering people, but we're never shown it. Everything that we're shown about her, she is quite pathetic and very similar to how she was before. We're just told that off screen she does all of these things.
It's nice for Ingrid to have a little friend. I liked her
but they're
having a
not
female
friends.
friend.
Ingrid doesn't like her.
They don't spend that much time together.
I know, but when they did, I liked it.
One of the things as well, like I said this at the pub last night, I don't like it when the basis of a romance between two characters is you were my only choice. Like, both ways. I know that they're at a school. I know technically there would be other choices, but we do not meet a single other student for more than 3 minutes.
Yeah.
So, no, they're not choices because they're not characters. It's them two, and then everyone else is like family or Renfield. So it's like, those are the only...
Renfield's family.
Yeah. Funnier to say it, though.
Yes. Come on, Renfield. You're part of the family. Sort of.
When's my birthday, then? I bet you can't remember my first name either.
Keith! Nigel?
Oh, Susan.
Susan!
It's Percival. Percival. Oh, you're all gonna pay for that.
There's also a new villain.
Yeah, there's more than one new villain, actually.
Is it
Ramanga.
There's Malik and Ramanga are kind of the antagonists. Of
Yeah,
that
but
season,
Ramanga's
yes.
new to series 4 is my point. Malik's in series 3.
Is he? No.
Oh shit, no he isn't.
He's right at the beginning
Oh,
of
he's
season
so
4.
boring. I forgot when he was
I
boring.
liked him.
I fancied him.
But also, yeah, he's introduced these new policies, which are very like completely changing the foundation of the entire vampire society. In the
What Vlad has.
yeah. In the now you can't bite people.
There
you
are
have
blood
to-
banks.
you-
There's
you
a
have-
scene where they're hooking Erin up.
Yeah.
Because she's a slayer and she's contributing to people not getting bitten.
You don't believe in the truce anymore. Fair enough. Hands up. Who fancies draining a nice, juicy breather?
Me?
Anyone else? Not me. Good.
I don't think it's fair to introduce a groundbreaking, completely changing the way of life policy without introducing any kind of infrastructure or soft launch before forcing people
They
to
had a
completely
blood bank
change.
in the school in one country in England. No. What? In England?
But it's also like, do they care about vampires in other places? They don't know. There's no policing system.
Well, this is in series 5, but there's a bit in series 5 where I actually really do not remember the ins and outs of it, but they go from the school to somewhere else, and Renfield
The Vampire High Council.
Yeah, Renfield says, "Oh, I got a really nice tasting beetle in my mouth over
Belgium."
Over Belgium," and then he says, as they're leaving, he says, "Keep your
your
mouth
mouth
open
open
over
over
Belgium."
Belgium.
And I was like, how quickly are they getting from
The
Well,
number,
they're bats.
the
slang?
G's.
Yeah, bats don't go that quick.
Also, Renfield
They have
isn't.
to break the speed of sound, Elsie.
Yeah, bats can do that, can't they?
No.
I don't know why I thought that.
That's why it's the speed of sound and not the speed of bat, Elsie. Jesus Christ. Fuck me. And I have to live with this. That's the problem.
So season 4, right, let me just quickly round off season 4.
So there's a rebellion.
Oh, and Vlad's meant to be marrying Ramanga's daughter.
Yes, so there's a whole like love triangle.
Well, not
yeah,
love.
Ramanga is trying to marry off his daughter to the most powerful vampire ever, the Chosen One, but Vlad already has a girlfriend, so there's that.
breather girlfriend.
There's also Malik worms his way into the family by convincing the Count that he is his son.
Yeah.
Because the Count has slept around a bit. And
a bit.
I'm 600 years old, man.
You would, wouldn't you? You'd get bored.
By the way, how many more of your ex-girlfriends are coming to kill us?
Who knows? One doesn't like to brag.
A lot can happen in a weekend. Happened in a weekend.
So
I'd do it now and I'm not 600.
there's a sort of Malik, Ingrid, Vlad feud for who's going to... I mean, you said that it was Succession for vampires.
Yep. British vampire succession.
So he's going to try and become head of the Dracula clan, because whatever.
Because the show's about the succession
of the head of the family.
Yeah. I really do get confused between the Chosen One storylines and the head
of the Dracula clan, yeah.
storyline.
It is
Then
confusing.
They're not that different in concept.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're happening at the same time.
Yeah.
So it's like Ingrid's mad all the time. I can't tell if is she just mad that she's not the heir, or is she mad that she's not the chosen one, or both?
I think it's mostly focused on the heir, because it's like the chosen one isn't in anyone's control. That's like the fates or whatever. So she rightly is like, that's why try for that? I can't be that. I can be the head of the family because I am the better vampire.
And it's the
I'm
father's
the
approval
only
stuff.
Legit kid.
Well,
yes.
No, she's not, because the Count never married. He had a kid with...
She's the only full... Oh, yeah, actually,
No, yeah.
I guess. Yeah.
No, she's the only full...
No, because if he didn't marry any of them...
No, I mean, she's the only full-blooded
she's only
vampire.
No.
Because Malik's mother is
Yeah,
a vampire.
Isn't it a lie?
Yes, but Malik's not... What she's saying is she's the only legitimate heir in the fact that she's a full vampire. Malik's not even his son
Yeah,
entirely.
yeah. Spoilers. He's not.
Spoilers,
Yeah.
yeah.
But for a long time, you kind of are told that the Count has 3 kids with 3 women.
Well, for a long... Also, I mean, it is a really... For a final season to bring in a whole... We're on
New
season
mum.
5 now. Yeah. Vlad's half human.
Can't be.
I thought I said no more testing.
I'm sorry, Master, but Vlad's DNA is
what?
half of it is biter, like yours.
Mine.
I ran a test on one of your hairs.
Whatever you thought you saw, you didn't. You are mistaken.
Don't hypnotise me. I'm sorry I ran the test, but Vlad's life depends on them.
And your life depends on forgetting what you saw.
But you don't understand. The other half of Vlad's DNA is like mine. He's half-breather. You knew. Does Vlad know?
No! And he never will! It's a burden I swore I would carry alone.
But I always say a problem shared.
A problem for you if you even think about telling anyone.
Oh yeah, I made a note that was like, I feel like that was absolutely conjured out of thin air between just after season 4.
I really wish they'd known that was where it was going and had peppered in clues. The show's not that clever, but I wish they had, because I think I would have enjoyed it.
There is a lot of feels like making the story up as it goes along. But
yeah.
But I don't care.
I met your mother at a goth festival in Whitby. I saw her across a crowded room full of depressed youth. At first, I really thought she was one of us. You know, some of those goths are very convincing. Anyway, we talked, we got on, I don't remember her name. I'm not sure I ever knew it, really.
Did she know that you were a vampire?
No, of course not. But when I found out you were to be born, I had to adopt you. You'd never have survived in a world of breathers, Vlad.
So how did Magda fit into this sordid little story?
Magda. She agreed to pass you off as her own. It took the pressure off her to produce a male heir, and then she could go off and do what she wanted, and she certainly grabbed that baton and ran with it.
Right, let me finish off what happens in season 4.
No.
Please. So, Malik, his mum is Elisabetta, a psycho, trying to get shapeshifter. So she's like manipulating things, and she's trying to get her son to the head of the Dracula clan.
For what reason?
Just for reasons, and to get revenge on Dracula because or whatever.
What actually do you get from being the head of a family except for like admin?
Literally.
I'm happy being a low-rung, well-paid layabout.
I don't think it's ever really explained why the Dracula family specifically is so in demand.
I guess just because, I mean, they are famous.
Yeah.
So Bertrand independently is onto this. He's like, someone is pretending to be all of us.
Yeah.
And he's working it out, and no one is. Everyone's ignoring him. Everyone's being stupid. And then Vlad stakes him because he's annoyed one day.
Well,
and I was heartbroken. I went from hating Bertrand to I was really upset.
Because it's like he's right, and it's like he also is clever about how he's right. He's not just stumbled upon it, he's figured it out. So it's like, oh great, finally comeuppance, finally someone's thinking, finally sort of like actual complicated plot stuff is happening.
Bertrand. Everybody had motive, everybody had opportunity, and whoever did this played on that. They've covered their tracks by implicating everybody else. Someone is pulling the strings.
And then he's like, Vlad, I know what's going on. Blah, 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 blah. And then Vlad just says,
Yeah, you're finally like, oh, this is going somewhere.
Vlad is kind of on one this whole time. Like, he's really unpredictable. Like,
he's like the blonde guy from the second generation of Am I High?
Yes.
What's his name?
Something.
Yeah.
There's
we did do an episode on
I want to say Ollie. Is it Ollie?
He looks like an Ollie, but I don't know if it's
he looks like an Ollie.
Yeah, it's so angsty, so full of teenage angst.
Child dictators, bad idea. They do not have fully formed prefrontal cortexes. They cannot properly plan in the long term because they don't understand consequences.
Anyway, the angst is something I would like to do as a bonus episode at some point because I think it's very interesting and
the concept of angst.
Yeah, no, just
from the German word.
Yeah, and I also would like to talk about vampire media in general.
Yes,
as that would be fun.
Potentially, other people have seen ContraPoint's video on Twilight that we all sat down and were like, we don't have to watch this all in one go. And then 3 hours later,
longer than most feature-length films, but it's ContraPoint, so you have to.
We
watch
did the
it.
exact same thing with H Bomber Guy, which was an even longer.
Well, they only come around about 18 months at a time, so
no, it's a special time.
What have you dropped?
Wine.
And the lid on.
Yeah.
The lid's on, don't worry, listeners.
Else hasn't seen Twilight 3, 4, 5.
I haven't.
Sorry, 2, 3, 4, 5.
No, I haven't.
So we might also make her watch them. But that live stream or something else, we don't know yet. So
yeah, because it's not really within the remit of this show. So
Twilight was,
but
it was
no
definitely
rules.
a part of all of our childhoods, willingly or not.
And I definitely think it's had some influence on the second installment of Young Dracula.
Well, the book is in it.
Yes.
Do you normally read this sort of thing?
I found it in your confiscation cupboard.
Yes, I caught a student reading it in assembly. Are you enjoying it?
The haunting love story of a vampire man and a human woman. Sentimental and completely unrealistic. I don't suppose you've confiscated the sequel.
I'll see what I can do.
Yes!
Yeah,
He's
that was
reading
really
it,
funny.
and he's like, this is atrocious. When can I get the second book?
Yes, because the Count is in love with the head teacher of the school, Mrs. Macaulay.
Shout
and
out Mrs. Macaulay.
I could have done with more Count and Miss Macaulay scenes. I really, that was
When
the best.
she's not there in season 5, I was like,
yeah, I missed the
who are
school in
these
season
boring
5.
humans?
there's also like so much teasing of their relationship, and then at the end of season 4, when Vlad is like, sorry,
The Count's
Dad
dying.
Vlad, not kid Vlad.
Dad Vlad.
Dad Vlad is dying in front of her. Like, revelations are made, confessions, etc. She finds out everything, and then instead of seeing the fallout, instead of being shown the fallout or anything, I wiped her mind and she's gone, and it's fine, I'm fine. But he actually is fine, which is annoying.
Yeah,
If
he's
he
like,
wasn't-
it wouldn't have been safe for her, so he's doing the right thing.
It's
Whatever.
Nice guy.
Easy.
I'm so late.
What do you think of my costume?
Costume?
Well, I'm the bride of Dracula.
Oh, you look delectable. That outfit's a real heart-stopper.
Well, you didn't dress up.
Greetings. I am Count Dracula, your husband.
Love the colour-changing contacts. Those frames are amazing. Where'd you get them, eBay?
I made them myself.
I would like to talk about the Count as a character in these seasons. So
He's
He's like a clown.
he's like a clown. He's
so camp.
in some ways he is more evil in these seasons, and in other ways he's more of a comedy character. Because in
He's
season
so comedy. He's
in
also
season 5, him and Renfield are like a comedy double act
Yeah.
throughout the whole thing.
Yes, make some noise. Make it, come on. There's something in the larder. Sing it. There's something in the larder. 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 You're the better
There's something in the law.
And we'll leave it in there until we think of somewhere a little more permanent.
But it's not dangerous, you say?
Just don't tell anyone of his existence. Never come back here and never ever, on pain of death, disturb it. Unless I say so. Which I might have to.
Right.
Quite soon. Come on! Come on! Pretend I'm a breather. Hello, good morning. Attack me! Attack me! Come on! Curses. Oh, well, goodbye, Renfield. It's been disgusting. Yes.
He's not actually very bright.
No, he's an idiot. He's a child.
Here's one of the main reasons I am 100% certain that a bunch of this stuff was absolutely from the hip and they didn't plan it. Because the characterization of Dracula is so unsubtle and a little bit airheaded and a little bit incapable of keeping anything to himself for any amount of time. He is the worst at being subtle. No way could that man keep the secrets that he's had to keep.
I think in seasons 3 and 4, maybe the writers would have been like, okay, it makes sense that Vlad's half human and perhaps his mother was a goth in Whitby. And they went, yeah, I mean, that does make sense, but we can't put it in the show. And in season 5, they were like, yeah, put it in. We'll think about it later.
Also, there's no way, based on Magna's characterization, it wouldn't have come up before. There's no way she's just going to keep that to herself. She will use that to her advantage to get what she wants. And she doesn't. And that, to me, definitive proof.
It's like, how can we shoehorn Whitby in here somehow? And they moved to the north, but why don't they move to Whitby? They could have moved to Whitby.
Yeah. Yeah, it's filmed in Liverpool, but it's Lancashire that it's set. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why they're all northern. In the first 2, they were all Welsh, and they're all northern in this one.
Shout out the north.
But it's, even though I love the Count. I love the Count. No,
actually, hang on, I can do it.
There we go. The more I watch, the more I appreciate Keith Lee Castle's performance. I think it's just unbelievable.
Me and Alice had a necessary conversation about
you've been
this.
talking without me again, have you?
It was just in the kitchen going,
oh, right.
Go on.
His hair.
Oh. It's even more lustrous in this season.
Yeah.
It looks like it's been brushed between tapes.
I think it's the most lustrous in series 3.
I agree. It's so soft.
Every time, like, I notice mostly in the Miss Macaulay scenes, because his hair just looks so good in all of those scenes. I'm like, my guy, did you just have a blowout before you came in this room?
No,
It looks
literally.
so good.
So luthiers, people that make violins, when they're making bows, they brushed the hair at least 100 times, because if even one hair is two hairs are crossed, it won't sound right. The Count's
You could
hair
braid his hair on a violin.
Yeah, it looks like
He's
that.
got a luthier to do his hair for him.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
So, but yes, I love him, but he does make it hard to root for him, because there is a bit in season 4 where he asks his 2 sons to fight to the death to find out which one he loves the most by virtue of them still being alive. Which
That's
is
so funny.
it does make it like he
Meg energy.
like he threatens to disown Vlad in I think every season apart from 5.
It actually is quite Meg energy, but
That's
in the
how
sense,
I'm an only child.
Wow. In the
I
sense
fought
that
them to the death.
you want to be the number 1 Meg.
Yeah, if your name's Megan, I'll fight you.
She will as well.
She will.
Right, this is my address.
There will be a duel tomorrow. Only one of you will survive, and he who survives will be my heir.
You want me to kill Vlad?
No, I want Vlad to kill you. But if you succeed, then we'll... Yes, I suppose we'll have to do.
And what if I refuse to fight?
Then Malik will execute you!
And in season 5, the Count says at the end of season 4, as he's dying, Vlad, I will never threaten to disown you again. Because he's dying and he's funny and he's like, oh yeah, I'm not going to do that again.
He actually says at the end of series 5, there was a time when I was embarrassed to be your dad.
Yeah.
But now I love you and stuff. In season 5, though, he's really, he's mellowed.
I'll say that 3, 4, 5, anytime the Count was on screen was, I actually think, the most engaging parts of the show.
Oh, yes.
It was him and Ingrid were the most engaging actual bits of the show. But
I'd say Renfield as well.
My favourite bit of the show was any bit with Wolfie.
Wolfie!
That irrelevant kid that's there.
Yeah.
For a bit.
He's so sweet. And
It's nice
so
of the
radically
Count to-
normal.
Bet he stinks.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, he's the half vampire, half werewolf son of Magda that the Count decides to just keep.
He should be crazy powerful by
I
most
know.
law, but nah, he's just this little kid that turns into like
A little
like
dog,
a little dog, a little
puppy.
puppy.
I know.
Go on. In you get.
But I want to stay with you.
So long, Wolfie. Give my regards to your mother.
Good riddance, eh, Master? Just you and me again now, sire. As it should be.
I've reconsidered. You may stay on a trial basis.
Master!
Oh, but Master, nothing!
And Renfield loves him. They're just like little friends.
Unceremoniously, just not on the show anymore.
Yeah, in season 5 he just goes. Yeah.
Infuriated.
What's that smell?
Let's try it. Wolfie's favourite.
Wolfie's gone. Magda took him away last week.
My Wolfie.
Left you these.
I'll keep these close to my heart forever. Oh, Wolfie.
Yeah.
Happens to a lot of them, though, Laura, I'm afraid.
Yeah, but usually they get unceremoniously killed. He's just off-screen removed.
Would you rather he was killed?
No, I'd rather see him get in the cab.
Yeah, Renfield was very upset when, he says, my Wolfie.
Tired, Meg.
What time is it?
It's Meg's
It's 10
bedtime.
past 7. No, it's 10 past 8. It's 10 past 8. It's 10 past 8. Which is not much better.
Well, that seems like a pretty good place to end that episode, or should I say part A of this episode. Remember, you can go straight on to part B if you like, if you've got it in you, if you've got the time. And if you want to join us at a later date, no worries, we still love you. We'll see you later. All right then, on with part B. Well, listeners, this is it. This is our fourth and final instalment of our Young Dracula epic saga. If you've managed to get through many hours of Young Dracula content that we've spewed out, then congratulations. You know, we spent a really long time working on this one, purely just getting it all watched, to be honest. I guess we really threw ourselves into this one. I mean, some of us dressed up, we filmed it in a studio. So, yeah, it was a lot of work. It was a lot more editing for me. I'm recording this at 4 o'clock in the morning. But I feel like it was really worth it because it's such a wonderful, wonderful show, and I forgot how much I loved it, to be honest. I think I love it more now than I did, 15-ish years ago. So I really, really recommend watching it. I mean, we do spoil it in this episode, so be aware of that, but I'm sure at this point you already know that we're spoiling things. It's been a pleasure to have you on this journey with us. Thank you, listeners. I hope you enjoy our final Young Dracula episode. And next week we will be back to much lighter content. See you then.
He's in the Best Exotic Marigold Hotel 1 and 2. And he's also in
Someone knows their Best Exotic Marigold Hotel. to talk about the character of Ingrid, if that is okay?
No. Moving on.
Please.
Well, we haven't said any of the stuff she's gotten up to in either of the seasons we've discussed
We haven't.
Because it is season 3, she makes a little cavalcade of cheerleaders.
Oh, okay. So
OnlyFans.
there are entire.
That's a passive income right there.
It's not passive.
No, because she ain't done the work, they are.
Oh, I see.
She's there.
Okay. Yes.
Can you tell us the way to the sports hall, please?
Oh, yeah, it's just...
I'm not doing anything. I'll show you the way. Follow me. Catch you later.
See you later. Friendly Ingrid. Do you know, I don't think I'll ever get used to that.
This isn't the sports hall. Oh, my mistake.
There are entire seasons of Buffy that are less queer coded than this scene with Ingrid in the bathroom with that sports team of schoolgirls.
The first lesbian kiss on telly in Buffy was less
queer coded than
that
this.
whole thing.
Forms are your disguises. You won't all change at once. It's to do with blood types, all very complicated, not worth worrying about.
What have you done to us?
Given you a gift. Made sure you all stay young and beautiful forever. So, you'll miss your families. Well, get over it. You know what? They were only going to disappoint you anyway. Well, mine have. It's always hard adjusting to new situations, but you're doing this for the greater good.
What greater good?
Vampiress liberation, of course. Wear a skirt in my world, and you might as well wear a sign around your neck saying second-class citizen. It ends today. The revolution starts right here, right now, in this toilet. We are going to start with the assassination of Vladimir Dracula.
Why?
Because he's the key culprit. Soon he'll be so powerful we'll never be able to oust him. Find him. Do it today. Vampiress liberation!
Vampiress liberation! Doesn't that mean losing?
It means liberation. Get changed. You need to blend in.
I just quickly want to say that Laura throwing her arms out like that, it's not for the purposes of the podcast. She's like that at home and she does routinely nearly take my eyes out.
Well, usually
she like gestures like this near my face, and it's like, would you fuck off?
You've been my friend for 7 years. You should be used to it by now. Actually, no.
You should have better spatial awareness.
We also used to live in a larger place, so there was ability for more space between us.
Sorry, is it the walls that you're that you're blaming here?
No. So like,
it's actually the square footage that's the problem, Meg, not me.
Just keep your arms to yourself.
Usually. So first year, yeah, we'd be sat in the kitchen. We'd be sat in the kitchen, and I would be.
And Laura.
I would be a distance from you across the table.
Distance.
Look what the bat dragged in. I told you not to bring her here.
Nice to see you too, Dad.
Leave her alone. She's sick.
I'll put her out of her misery.
You lay a fang on her. You can't tell me what to do anymore.
You think you can defy me? I am your father. Don't ever forget that.
Then what are you waiting for? Bite me.
I think that the first episode of season 3 is fabulous. I think the way it is written and directed is so perfect and economical and brilliant. So it sets up Vlad, like the first scene that Vlad is in, he wakes up in his coffin, which we've never seen him sleep in before. He uses all his powers. He's a full...
He bangs his head on the coffin.
He does. He has a nightmare. He has a nightmare about Ingrid, actually.
Really
so
over the top coffin.
Yeah. The sort of... yeah. So
bomb shelter.
Yeah, it's an Anderson shelter, yes. So Ingrid is running from Slayers. She's having a bad time of it after her rampage in Stokely. Vlad wakes up. He's dreaming about her. He bangs his head on the coffin. He uses all his powers. He goes downstairs. He has an argument with his dad, and you can instantly see, like, this is where we are. This is where we live. This is how Vlad is doing now. This is his relationship with his dad now. He's older and wiser and more angry, and we're there. We're in it. And I think
Relatable. Getting angry with age. Very relatable.
every day I'm angry.
I think you've gotten less angry.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've definitely mellowed, Laura.
I was a furious 13-year-old.
That's very funny to imagine.
Furious 18, you're 19.
I was too fucking burnt out 17, 18 to be furious with anything.
I don't have the energy to be mad.
Basically.
So,
Sorry.
That was so Betty.
It was very Laura, actually.
Sorry.
Oh, last time we were in this studio,
Oh.
Jamie, is it Jamie that runs this studio? He said, so are all of you Australian? And we were like, none of us are.
I don't even know if I was the first person to speak, but
When you live with people for enough time, you all start to sound like each other.
I remember in first year you were like you went home and your family were making fun of you for sounding southern because you had picked up my nar.
Yeah.
But you were like, guys, I'm not sounding southern, I'm sounding southern hemisphere. It's different.
Have you thought about just getting an accent and sticking with it?
I lost it.
I don't know where it went.
So in this first episode, Vlad finds Ingrid. His dad is like, oh, she betrayed us. I want her to die. I don't care.
Dying. She's poisoned.
Yeah, she's dying. She's got blood poisoning from a breather that she...
Ryan?
Yeah, Ryan, that she bit. So Vlad goes and finds her. He's a very forgiving boy. And
it's his sister.
Yeah,
You'd forgive Arthur.
I would.
Not Betty, but you'd forgive...
Oh, come on. So... So he finds Ingrid. She's very unwell, and he's like, come home. I know that he doesn't say it, but Dad loves you. And Ingrid says, no, he doesn't.
So that's what this is. You're here to gloat.
I'm here to take you home.
I think it's a bit late to be playing happy families, don't you?
We can protect you from the Slayers.
I can handle them. And I'm not afraid to use them. On anyone.
You'll lose.
Now you're just showing off.
Come home, Ingrid. We've missed you.
We?
Deep down, he loves you.
No, he doesn't. Never has, never will.
Give him another chance. He'll prove you wrong.
Bye, Vlad. Stay out of trouble. I guess that's what you're best at.
And Vlad's like, no, he does. And you think... Ingrid has absolutely... He's given no reason for you to think that he loves Ingrid.
Do you think he loves Ingrid?
Well...
Yeah, I know later.
Well, I'm getting to it.
Yeah.
So Ingrid comes home. She's extremely unwell. The Count is being really callous about it. Anyway, she recovers. She, in this season, lures a group of visiting girls to the toilets, turns them all. I was actually watching this with Meg, and I was like, is she going to eat them? Is she going to eat those 12 girls? But no, she just creates...
Sometimes you've got a hunger on. What can I say?
So she creates her own posse.
Swallow.
And it's amazing. And then when Vlad goes bad,
When Vlad goes bad.
he pushes her into the sun, and she almost dies. And in the episode after, she oh my god, Claire Thomas is just incredible. She plays like despondent and depressed and useless. It's just heartbreaking. So Miss Macaulay organises some therapy for her.
Dad doesn't call my brother the chosen one for nothing.
Oh. How do you get on with your father? Tell me about your relationship.
I wouldn't call it a relationship.
A lot of dads struggle bringing up girls. Do you think your father found your growing up difficult to handle?
His heart stopped beating a long, long time ago.
And it's a flashback episode.
So yeah, just quickly,
Yeah.
I will let you finish.
You've got lipstick on your finger because you put it in your mouth to pop with it.
Oh, this one. Oh yeah, I do. There's 2 flashback episodes this season.
Yeah, there is.
What?
To be fair, in real time, there were 3 years between.
Yes, that's fair. But I put my foot down on 2, pretty
Yeah.
close together as well. Because like I get they seem to have got more money, but then they did 2 flashback episodes. I'm like, did you get more money?
The first one was called Fangs for the Memories.
Nice.
And
Like
the second
Fallout
one
Boy.
is
Even though they weren't so great.
There's a couple of those. There's a couple good episode title names.
Do the Bite Thing.
Do the bite thing.
Yeah. And
yeah.
so the second flashback episode is Ingrid's therapy episode.
That's
and
just called therapy.
Yeah, and I can take so many Ingrid and her dad moments, but a whole episode of it, like all of them, I was so miserable because all I want is for the Count to love her. That is all I want. And it was so
Would you
sad.
prefer it if she was able to be happy without striving for his love?
No, I want him to love her, Laura. So throughout, I can't remember what her particular story is in season 4. Oh, it's trying to get onto the Vampire High Council.
Yeah.
So she's given a bunch of tasks, and she basically has to do really evil things against her family. And she does.
That was so. While this is relevant to season 4, but it's more about season 5. That she's off doing full political strategy Cersei shit on her own, while they're like, "Who's my mom?" Back home.
Yeah.
One of these is a slightly more interesting story to me. I wrote in my notes some Jeremy Kyle drama happening back home, and she's trying to take over the world.
Yeah.
One ministerial position at a time.
2 very different shows.
Yeah.
Now, where were we? I think you just called Morgan a dodder. Shh. Oh, Warnock. You're not another Billy Big Fangs, are you? All talk and no action.
No. My computerization of the High Council library raised more than a few eyebrows.
Computerizing the library. Does that really count as action?
I made it available in 3 different formats.
Still.
You 2 huddled together again? What exactly are you up to?
We're plotting to overthrow Morgan.
Priceless. Absolutely priceless.
What were you thinking?
Oh, relax. I'm a girl. Nobody takes anything I say seriously.
Even for a vampire, you're twisted.
Oh, sweet.
I'm the good guy here.
No, you're not. You lied to me my whole life. I've always felt like an outsider, like I didn't fit in as a vampire, and you knew why. If you told me, I could have made sense of things.
I couldn't tell you.
Why not?
It would have been too dangerous. Look, having a child with a breather breaks the vampire's most sacred rule. It's the biggest taboo. As head of the clan, I would have been executed, and you would have been seen as an abomination, Vlad.
The abominable vampire.
It's not funny!
It's hilarious! If I'm half human, how can I be the chosen one?
I was more than a little surprised at that myself, but then vampire lore moves in very mysterious ways.
So who's my real father?
There's no point in dragging up the past.
Who is it?
Very sad episode where Ramanga basically says, "Oh, Ingrid, to get onto the High Council, collect a tear from a member of the Dracula clan," and she's basically just doing evil things to her brother and her dad, and she can't get them to cry. And then someone just says something really cutting to her,
Malik,
and
I think.
and she collects her own tear. And
Yeah,
it's
she just
so
she just
sad.
very
I love her.
You know that bit in Princess and the Frog
Go on. It's been a while.
one of the blonde character, Tiana's friend,
yes.
does. You've probably seen a GIF of this because it's very gift, where she's radically upset. She's ruined her makeup. And she just quickly.
Yes, I know.
It reminded me of that because she just goes. Catches the tear and then moves on.
Yeah, because she's been really nasty to Wolfie, isn't she? And she goes, "Come on, Wolfie, just one tear."
And Wolfie's like, "You're mean." Oh, I love her. So that's her story in season 4. Like, she's throughout the 3 seasons, she's plotting against her own family, which is a very Ingrid thing to do.
She's also doing the most for the blood cafe.
She is. She's running the blood bank. Yeah,
doing the most.
But so she is always trying to get her father or Vlad staked.
Oh, wait, did you steal that off Vlad?
He gave it to me. He was worried about you. Are you seriously going to dust him?
We're Draculas, it's what we do.
But he's your brother. You'd miss him.
Look, can we just get out of here, please?
And the thing about Ingrid is, even though she does some of the most forgivable things in the whole season, unforgivable things in the whole show, I forgive her for all of it, because I think in the end she's kind of just joking. Like, she won't actually do it, you know?
Yeah, I'm just joking. I'm not really gonna do it.
Like, have you considered that she's like really pretty?
Oh, if you're that pretty, you can't be evil.
Yeah, it's so true. So true.
Because when it comes to the crunch, she's always there for Vlad.
Why doesn't Erin want to be a vampire?
Because when I bit her brother, he changed. He didn't care about his sappy little sister anymore. And when Erin turns vamp, she won't love Vlad. In fact, she'll hate him.
So why is Vlad going to bite her?
Because love is stupid, and it makes people do stupid things.
Have you ever been in love?
Yeah.
What stupid things did you do?
Nothing as stupid as what I'm about to do now. Don't do it, Vlad. You're making a mistake.
Get out.
Look, I don't know what's going on with you right now, and I don't really care. But you're not acting like the Vlad I know. Trust me, I spent 17 years with the little wimp.
What's your point?
You know how Erin feels about becoming a vampire. Eternity's a long time to be hated.
She's always there for Vlad. She's always there for Vlad. No one else. She's there for herself and there for Vlad, which, you know, I understand.
I think she's there for her dad as well.
She was there for Wolfie.
Yeah, she was kind of there for Wolfie, yeah.
It's good to see you. It's been a while since I had a live meal. You won't make me sick, will you? Sorry, but I am gagging for a pint of warm, fresh, fluffy, cuddly. Curse you! Why'd you have to be so cute?
How does she end in season 5? I can't remember. I literally
She
just
gets
watched
with
it.
Piers.
Oh, yeah. Because I didn't watch all of season 5. Suddenly, this Scottish man with computer skills is there.
I'm going to tell you this now. If you had watched all of season 5, you still wouldn't be sure how he popped up. Because we had this. Elsie goes, "Where did he come from?" And I was like,
I thought he was Bertolone, the Italian dude who was in the school briefly.
Oh, Batman.
And then
the
Batman. And then he opened his mouth, and I was like, "That's not the same guy." And he's doing all these computer things. He's also the technology thing he introduces with those glasses that scan shit that you're reading. That is crazy good technology that would make millions and millions of pounds. But he's just like, "Oh, it's just this little trinket I've got," and then he builds. She has a good computer setup.
Yeah, he does their security system in their house, and that helps them with that. And
that's how she knows
fucks Ingrid as well.
Yeah.
Because I'm not a vampire. It's pretty obvious. The VHC stands for Vampire High Council, not very hot chocolate. And you just shown me a family tree of the Impindulu, who took their name from the legend of the Queen. I mean, what can I say? I am really into my biters.
You really need to get out more.
Is that an offer?
Yeah, he's a breather.
Crucially, he sloppy tops Ingrid.
Yeah, he's a breather, but he's really into vampires, so he kind of just lets them have this.
He has a vampire fetish.
Yes.
Yeah, because at one point she gets her fangs out to threaten him, and he's like, "Ooh, yeah." Instead of being like, "Ah."
Well, to be fair, if you were getting with a if you were getting with a human, you would want them to be "ooh yeah" about the fangs rather than and run away.
Or you'd want them to be rightly cautious, but instead he's like, "Ooh yeah."
So at the
what
end of...
harm can a little Nick do now? Come on.
What make you into a vampire in this world?
At the end of...
posh.
Oh no, I'm fully on side for their relationship. I think
I know that you're fully on side. You've read so much vampire porn in your time. You would be in no place to judge.
I don't know, yeah.
Anyway.
Almost none of the vampire porn, the human love interest, almost none of it has a vampire thing. They're usually made fun of in those books, which I think is a bit rude, because who are those books for?
Yeah, you.
At the end of season 4, when the Count's dying, he asks Ingrid to go get Miss Macaulay so we can say goodbye or whatever. And so I've had 4 seasons of yearning. Like, I've wanted the Count to just tell, not even to stop hating Ingrid, just to be friendly. Yeah. Like anything.
Without being hypnotized to do it.
Yeah. And he says, "Ingrid, I've got something for you," as he's like lying on his deathbed, and Ingrid goes over to the Count.
Ingrid.
What?
I have something for you. I want you to have this. You were 5 when you drew that. Said you couldn't wait to have your own coffin, just like me. Come. Look. You drew your fangs bigger than mine. You always were more ambitious than Vlad.
I thought you only kept Vlad's drawings. You said you threw all mine away.
I've never said this before, but I do love you, Ingrid.
You don't mean that. It's just the poison pickling your brain.
I mean it with all my dying heart. It's all right.
You drew your fangs bigger than mine.
I was like, "Aww."
And he says, "Ingrid, I have always loved you." It's so much. And then at the beginning
hates sentimentality and sincerity.
It's sad.
It is. I was so happy. But like at the beginning of season 5, the way that those two characters it reintroduce is
shopping trip.
Yeah, they fly in as bats with their shopping bags.
Yeah.
They've been shopping together.
And then he does say something kind of cutting to her. I can't remember what it was, but there's this vibe change where it's like she knows he's joking.
Oh yes. Go count. Goodbye, Ingrid.
All right, Genghis Khan, you win. Again.
Oh, Genghis Khan. Genghis Khan was an amateur compared to me. Right then. That's 12-0 to me. It's official. I am invincible. Yeah.
No wonder they call it a board game. If this gets any more tedious, I might go for a walk in the sunlight.
Where's Renfield? It's his turn to grovel.
There's very much a vibe change. They're kind of sort of comedy duoing together, and they have a games night together now. It's all I wanted. This is why I loved season 5. It was such a vibe shift. It was like,
what else in season 5?
Yeah, all right, yeah.
What started happening in season 5, just generally speaking?
Well, Keith Lee Castle has lots of tattoos, and well, you tell the story about how I got you out of your room.
Was just in season 5, things are a bit loosey goosey. Just things are allowed to happen. That previously they seemed to have tightly controlled, right? So I was in my room, and I heard like squeaking. I heard like weird noises, and I thought it was an animal. Because one time there was this cat that was out in front of our house.
One time there was this cat,
and I heard it meowing, and I was like, oh, this is a fucking cat, and I thought the cat had returned, is what. And then I went to open the door to see if the cat was there, and no, it was Elsie. Because when I got out, when she heard me come out of my room, she went, Laura, come here, I'm gonna show you something. Mind you, from episode 1, the first instance it's possible, his tattoos are on display. So I don't know why it took you that long
to notice. They're just more obvious. So it felt like in season 5, they stopped giving a shit about details, because you can quite clearly see, like, he's in his Count Dracula getup, and you can see his like 2008 style tattoos. Like, I mean, they look great, don't get me wrong, but it's just very strange.
Yeah. You're like, oh, suddenly the Count has covered in tattoos? All right, we're not going to mention that. Okay,
it's very, it just looked kind of like, oh, they don't care anymore. Yeah.
There's quite a lot in these 3 series that I'm surprised was allowed to air.
Yeah.
Like,
a lot can happen in a weekend. You, for instance, happened in a weekend.
Yeah. Like, comments, like the bit where Renfield thinks he's going to get punished and, like,
oh, yeah,
turns around for a spanking.
Kidney balls.
These are for Master.
But he hates kidney.
I know.
Kidney.
My mistake, Master. I deserve to be punished.
Yeah, Meg can do quite a good Renfield impression.
You really can.
What does he say?
It's, I suppose I'll have to be punished now, Master.
I suppose you'll have to punish me now, Master.
And he turns around and bends over.
Should we just talk about Renfield in this era for a sec? Because he is.
Oh my god, he's different and
he's
somehow
so
more
different.
disgusting.
Well, no, because
Don't
like,
be mean.
Oh, well, come on, he is.
He really isn't. He looks like he's showered this century.
Yeah, but now he looks so fleshy.
Yeah, they stopped covering him in like bog material, and he's now like weirdly pale. He looks more like his dad. Pale, like paper sheet white. That
bit like
you know in Batman versus you know in Batman and Robin else.
The film,
yeah. The one with Arnold Schwarzenegger
yeah.
as the he kind of that texture of his skin. Because the Mr. Freeze in that film has like this weirdly textured skin, like you can really see it and imagine what it would feel like. I think Renfield's skin looks like that in this, because I feel like if I know what his skin would feel like. Yeah, which isn't nice. In no way
looks like I know
nice.
what his skin would feel like. I don't really know what that means, because I just do know what skin feels like.
No, but you know, like. So I look at you and I assume your skin feels like normal skin. Like soft, normal skin.
And his looks more rubbery than that.
His skin looks textured as fuck. Like, you know,
topographical.
Yeah, I don't know what even remotely how to explain what the thing is I have in my head, so I won't. Kind of like it sprayed on texture.
Okay. Yes, I know what you mean. You can get cans of it from B&Q.
Yeah.
And the lids are textured like the texture is.
Yeah. Like his skin is rough. I really like when he doesn't accidentally. He grows. He gets hair.
Oh, that's so funny.
He gets the Count's hair.
Yeah, does he like ask to borrow the Count's conditioner or something?
Yeah, because and the Count's like, what conditioner? And then Vlad's like, that pomegranate, and it's like, yeah, it was left by your mother, and you brought it with you from Wales. It's lasted you that long, has it?
Bite me first, then I'll give you the code. 2 minutes.
You doubt my word?
Of course I do. Because you're a big fat liar. 2 minutes.
Vlad, I'm the same size now as I was back in 1680.
Will you just do it?
Can we please at least wash his neck first? Look at it!
I've got a hanging. You could give me a quick spit wash with that, eh? Never mind. Never mind.
I like how sarcastic he gets, and like
he's got more confidence this
he really, really goes out and gets what he wants in series 5. It takes him all the way to the third to last episode, but he finally becomes a vampire, and I'm fuming it doesn't happen earlier on in the series
because it's fun with him as a vampire.
Yeah.
I like it when
he's the same. He doesn't change personally.
Every time the Count wants something, Renfield like, "I'll do it," but bitey, bitey, bitey. He always says bitey, bitey, and like shows his neck off.
At the beginning of the dark era, he's subject to the mind wipe, so he like is a perfect butler.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun actually.
But
serving normal food.
Yeah, I was saying to Elsa, I was like, this isn't how amnesia works. I know that technically he was mind wiped, not amnesia, but it's like he would.
That's the most unbelievable part of it. Yeah,
he would have had to have really actual thorough butler training to know how to do any of this.
It's vampire
Butler
magic.
trained, went to butler school.
Yeah, the butler school in Belgium, most prestigious in the world.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh right, okay. Well, that's where we're going. Shall we go? We're going to Antwerp soon, all of us.
No, because it's really.
It's the country of Belgium.
The city of Antwerp.
Yeah. Oh, I'm going to dox us right now. We're in England.
We're in London.
Doxed. Bum.
You're not funny.
Yes, I am.
I think it's in Belgium. Could be in Switzerland. One of those. But yeah, no, it's really hard. I don't want to be a butler. Would you want to be a butler?
No.
Look at Renfield's life.
Unless
Do you
it was
want
to,
that for
unless it was to
yourself?
the Count.
Would you?
Yes.
Okay. Well, then that's just because you want to fuck the Count.
Laura, don't be disgusting.
Why have you come dressed like Count bait then?
At least my neck is covered. Me and Meg.
That's how we refer to you when you're not there.
Have we slipped into a time warp?
It's a little early to suggest a teensy-weensy creme de menthe.
We have slipped into a time warp. I haven't touched that stuff since I was 18.
So I have something to say about the human mum stuff, if I may.
Yeah.
So I think that the showdown between Vlad and his dad is really good because like they've been hinting at him sort of rebelling and getting much more. I don't know. I think it's just a fantastic scene.
There really is nothing to tell.
Fine.
Where are you going?
I'll go see Ingrid and her new BFFs on the High Council. Maybe they'll have some answers.
No. That would be a very, very bad idea. For who? All of us. Me, mostly.
Then tell me what's going on.
No good can come of it.
30 seconds or I'm going to the High Council.
Now you listen to me, boy. You're opening a can of bats that could ruin everything.
15 seconds.
Please don't make me do this.
I liked how that like played out, but
because the Count really, really, really doesn't want to say it because he's so ashamed. Like there's a great bit where he's like, Vlad, I'm not going to tell you, and he is like, tell me, and then he's instantly like, please don't make me say it. Because he's a comedy character, really.
Yeah. And he's, again, the least subtle person ever, so there's no way he kept this secret.
Well,
There's no way the secret existed for him to keep.
When I was watching season 5 specifically, I was watching the Count's performance and I was like, this man must be exhausted. He's moving.
Because I also
all the
watched it
time.
sped up, so the the aspect of how much the Count moves is like absolutely comedified to like 11 because it's just
that's for listeners. Laura's moving.
ADHD.
And it's not just his body, it's his face.
Oh man, he reminds me a bit of Crowley.
Oh yeah.
I think he's funnier.
The Count.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think he's funnier. I think it's just the like physical aspects of it. The draping yourself across furniture in such a lambastic way.
Oh,
He plays it so well.
Plays it so
Yeah, he
well.
really does.
And his hair is just so nice.
Shadow warriors. Would someone like to explain?
Utterly ruthless and almost impossible to defeat. The ultimate weapon.
Shadow warriors are a combination of vampire and demon with the power to turn into shadows. They materialize into solid form only long enough to kill.
But they were banned under the Vampire Convention.
I think that those shadow.
Oh my god, the
demon
Shadow Warriors.
The Shadow Warriors had so much more potential than what they were given.
The name Shadow Warrior implies a lot of...
They're like these, like, yeah, these, like, demon vampire things that move in the shadows and, like, come out of the shadows and you just can't get them. And they solve how to get them so easily.
Fire. Do you remember
Of course.
the opening 2 episodes of Merlin season 4? And they were kind of ghostly things that you had to kill with fire, and you never knew where they were coming from.
Do you remember the
It was a
ring
bit like
wraiths?
that. Ring wraiths, yes.
Do you remember the
Do you
ring
remember
wraiths? from Lord of the
Do you
Rings?
remember Lord of the Rings?
Meg's having a conniption.
I don't know anything that you're talking about.
You don't know the ring wraiths?
Look. It's
The
been
Nazgul,
It's been
Meg?
about 10 years since I've watched Lord of the Rings.
You don't know the Nazgul?
And you shouldn't know it either.
It's a really, really
You should have a
good-
job, Laura. That's what
I
you should
do have a job. You know how much I've been working lately. You know how I've
On your not job.
I've had to plan to fit in everything I need to do in the next week, and it's probably gonna kill me.
Look down the camera because you look so mental.
When I say I don't have time right now to be doing this, which I want to be doing, I'm so fucking serious.
It's alright, you've only got 23 minutes left.
I'm busy.
I need your help.
I'm at a critical point.
I need you to dress up as a woman and pretend to be Mum.
Nothing that can't wait.
What were we talking about? Yes, the Shadow Warriors. But when they stopped being shadows and they came into the light, it was like cartoon kung fu. Like, it was... I was watching it, I was like, I'm going insane. This is dreadful.
Versus, like, Elizabeth's confrontation, lost a decent amount of time and is multi-stage and realistic-ish. Obviously, there's magic, so, you know. But I think the mouth effects that she does, and I also love...
It is scary.
It is quite scary. And I love that there's a moment when Vlad and Ingrid are hiding because they don't know how to fight her, or they don't have the capacity in that state to fight her. And Vlad turns to Ingrid, he's like, how did she do the mouth thing? I thought it was so fucking funny.
The only thing about her is that her wig is bad and her dress is bad.
Oh, her dress is so bad. And I sort of think it was
you
like...
don't notice the dress as much once you've noticed how bad the wig is.
It's like, if you're a shapeshifter, you could look however you want. And that, not, face, whatever, that hair... And that dress is what you choose?
They'd run out of budget because they'd spent so much of it on Ingrid's dresses.
Oh, Ingrid's clothes. Oh, so, I mean...
Her fringe.
In that confrontation episode, she's wearing these shoes. Like, actually these shoes. I was like, yes.
And there are other things that we thought were, like, slightly weird that they got shown on kids' TV. Like, I know that it's older kids, and I don't know what's on now. I don't know how it compares, but...
You still have full access to this channel as a kid. Like, it's not on an adult gated channel. Like, you can just watch this as a child.
No, I know. Yeah, there's like drug references. The Count Dracula references. So basically, one of the members of the council is suspended, and it's because of his own personal torture chamber.
So, apart from Wolfie, has anything else exciting happened while I was away?
Ustrel Buderon has been deposed as the leader of the High Council.
Yes, quite the scandal. Fiddling expenses to pay for a personal torture chamber.
He's been replaced by the Minister for Education, which means there's an opening for me.
What do you know about education?
I live in a school.
Which appears to have closed. And doesn't it seem empty now?
Would you get suspended?
He
You're
was
a
like,
vampire.
no, yeah, he was like fiddling with the finances to fund his own personal torture chamber.
Oh, so it's not about the torture chamber.
No,
it's
yeah,
about
exactly.
it's about embezzling. He's
Yes,
he's
exactly
suspended
that,
for
yeah.
embezzling.
And there's like drug references to like what they got up to in Whitby and that sort of thing. It's yeah.
Well, what monstrous fiend attacked you? Nothing. I just stubbed my toe. Tripped over a gargoyle. What was all the banging about, you idiot?
What? Oh, yeah, it was, it's a toad. It's asking to see you.
Oh, toad. Oh, goody. I haven't had a toad in years. How very exciting. Oh, Hello. I'm Count Dracula. You, if I have to.
Meg, talk about the toad.
Oh my god, the toad.
This is world building.
Yeah, this
there's-
is world building.
yeah.
Yeah. There's an episode. It's like in the middle. It's like episode 6 or 7 of
The season where they
5,
stopped
6, 7
caring.
of- yeah, and Renfield. It's like in the middle of this plot of like the Count's got something in a box that he shouldn't have in a box, and
It's all the evil in the universe.
Yes.
The antagonist of season 5 is
Pandora's box.
all the evil in the universe. This is another reason why it's like season 7 of Buffy.
And
It's also in that. Sorry, never mind. Actually, no. You go ahead.
and the Count thinks that there's something wrong outside, and he sends Renfield out to go look at it. Renfield comes back in all dishevelled, and the Count's like, "Oh my god, what was it? Why do you look like that?" And he's like, "Oh, nothing. I tripped over a gargoyle. There's a toad out there asking for you." And he goes, "Oh, good. I've not had a toad in years." And he goes outside, looks around for a bit, sees a toad on the floor.
Giant fuck off.
Giant toad.
Look around for it. It's right there.
And he makes a full thing of looking around
Yeah,
as
it's
well,
like,
because that's how he
It's
moves.
like maybe this big.
It's massive. And he crouches down and he says, "I'm Count Dracula."
Hello. My name is Count Dracula.
And then the toad vomits up a crystal, which turns into a scroll. And he goes, "Ugh."
He goes, ew.
Ugh. Brother,
If I must.
And it's a scroll, and that's how he gets his mail.
I love it.
I love that.
And it's like season 5, they just expect the audience to be like, oh yeah, toads.
Of course,
that's how vampires get their mail. Season 5 is ridiculous. I love it.
They did fulfill to some extent my wish for world building in the dark period, because there's like so many bits and pieces of the vampire world that are talked about. They're not explained, but they are there, they're shown, and I was like, okay, so I understand your governmental structure now. Good. Unless a chosen one turns up and then dictator. Fine. That kind of thing. Because Ingrid's trying really hard to get on the VHC, the Very Hot Chocolate.
Vampire High Council.
Yeah.
Voluntary Fire Department.
VHC.
Yes, I know,
Okay.
I know.
And she's facing so much resistance for what I assume is a job that you have for life that probably doesn't pay well, because fucking who's paying them? What's the structure? What's the taxes for vampires? Where are they getting their money from? And B, every single other person is an old guy who fucking hates women with such a fervent, entrenched passion. Why would you want to go for that job?
What I was surprised about is that the main guy, the top guy, the guy who gets eaten by all the evil in the universe,
that plant.
Yeah.
Ursula 3.
He whose name I've not bothered to look up before coming here and can't now because I've got no signal. He's like a proper actor. He's in
yeah, I recognized him.
He's in the Best Exotic Marigold Hotel 1 and 2. And he's also in
Someone knows their Best Exotic Marigold Hotel.
He's I think he plays Norman.
I haven't seen it.
He's also in series 5 of Young Dracula.
To be fair,
Why?
Renfield also on Bridgerton.
Oh yeah, Simon Ludder is like quite prolific.
So it seems perfectly reasonable to also be on Young Dracula.
Does it?
I don't know. Maybe he just wanted to dress up in the nice costumes.
As a kid, I probably didn't notice this, but season 4 is really like it looks, or they've made it look like the budget was quite high. They did, and then in
the
season
costumes
5,
are amazing.
Yeah, the whole, it's like a spectacle.
Yeah.
And season 5 very clearly has a lower budget. There's a smaller cast. There are entire like corridors of school children in seasons 3 and 4. Series 5, they've really pared down
and it's all recycled costumes. I noticed there weren't really any new ones, especially Ingrid, because in season 3 and 4, Ingrid had quite a few new amazing outfits, and then she repeats them in season 5.
I'm saying all this against season 5. I did love it, and I think I had the most fun watching that one. And I think because a lot of it was just family drama and not, the most
political
evil
machinations.
or political machinations, exactly.
The Vampire High Council, I might be wrong here, but when I remember there's that bit where you see it and it's this weirdly high tower. I think that is a straight reference to Castlevania.
Yeah. I think it was as well. Yeah.
It's just a boy.
Count Dracula.
It's just like the old country. They knew how to show respect. Who are you and what do you want here?
My name is the Sanbo Sam of Bonbonayili, son of Yakko of the Obei tribe of Amshanti. My clan is destroyed. My family are dust. I was to claim asylum with the greatest vampire lord of them all, as it is written under vampire law.
No, not today, thank you.
You can't refuse him. As head of a clan, you have to help any vampire that requests asylum.
One of the antagonists in season 5 is a small black refugee boy.
Asan,
who it turns out he's not a real refugee. He is an undercover infiltrator. And I was watching it and I was like, this is bad.
There was one thing that I hated about this storyline. It's really specific, and I am a narc for picking up on this.
That's what this is for. Bringing people to task.
That's what we're here for.
Because it's not even about what he does. It's just about the structure of the show. He's there as like a spy, and kind of what's the word, like goes back to his brother and takes the information.
He's like double agenting.
Yeah. Goes back to his brother and tells him the things that are going on, and says to his brother, "What would you like me to do?" And his brother essentially says, "Nothing. Just keep watching." And it's like, what's the point then in having this back and forth?
Wait until there's something you can do with the information given.
Yeah. It's just a way of linking these two characters together, but Asan is essentially pointless. And
he's really cute.
He's
though,
cute.
And I like
He's
him.
Nice in the finale.
He's cute, but he has potential to actually be a plot device.
Yeah.
And yet that he says to his brother, there's almost no point in this conversation even making it to the final cut because nothing comes of it. He's like, "What would you like me to do?" And he's like, "Nothing. Just keep watching them until the time is right." And it's like, "Oh, okay then."
I think it's
just great for me. I don't move the story along at all.
It's not the kind of show that can set up, I guess, dread, like suspense for that kind of thing. It's just not structured. The stories and the arcs never go in a way that means that would be a useful scene. In a different show where suspense is being built, dread is being built, and you're like, "Oh shit, what's gonna fuck?" This isn't that show.
The thing is, even shows where they are, having that too much makes it really boring. And it's like, imagine if they just said to this little unsuspecting kid, "Go back there and do an evil thing."
Yeah.
That would have been so good.
Yeah. Just
And there was the potential for that. And they were like, "Do nothing." Great. What's the point?
I like all the puns.
There's a lot of puns.
Oh my god.
When Vlad calls
Lollyclots.
Oh, I wrote down an insult in it that I thought was great. Oozing continental wallabat.
I wrote that down as well. Who is
a
it?
wallabat?
It's the Count calling someone else an oozing continental wallabat.
I think it was Malik.
Yes, me too.
Malik. And I googled wallabat and
Vlad calls his father the ungrateful dead,
Yeah.
which is funny.
Oh, there was a moment, and I was like, I mean, this is exactly, of course this happens. When I think he's having a dream, and Miss Macaulay's like, oh, I have a secret to tell you. And he's like, oh, I hope you're not Mr. Macaulay. And I was like,
There's more cross-dressing in these.
Renfield gleefully.
Renfield loves to cross-dress.
Because I think at one point, Vlad says, oh, you look like a woman. And he goes, thank you.
Oh, and the Britney Spears cover.
Yes!
So you've got the Ingrid posse of female vampires, and you've got he wants to join them.
He wants to be a vampire.
And he's
like,
daydreaming, and they're all doing Hit Me Baby One More Time together.
And he was so good.
He's in the pigtails. Oh, it's
so
amazing.
Is there nothing that guy's not up for?
I like it when the Count says to Vlad, wakey wakey, sleepy dead.
Yeah.
That's good.
I really like, there were some moments where when people actually get sinister in the show that I actually really enjoyed. It doesn't happen that often, because usually when they're getting sinister, it's still a bit too camp for me to fully enjoy it. But when Malik is doing that vampire tag in, right? And then Dracula is very like scarily telling him, I don't remember what the Latin was, but I came, I saw, I consumed, Veni Vidi.
Oh yes, that's a great monologue. Actually,
I thought that was so. I was like, yeah,
he performs that
really
monologue really well.
Interesting. I haven't seen that symbol since I left the old country. Do you know what it means?
Yeah, I read that vampires used to draw it to mark out their territory.
Quite the history buff, aren't we? Of course, we each drew it differently, otherwise it would have rather defeated the purpose. I put mine inside a triangle, which, if you think about it, is made up of 3 V's. I was once young, arrogant, reckless. It's like looking in a mirror.
Thanks.
So this is your territory, is it?
No, I was
And
just...
do you know what the V stands for?
Vampire?
Veni Vidi Voro. I came, I saw, I consumed. I'm just messing with you. Go have fun, but not too much fun. Remember, there is a ceasefire.
Sounds like we need a new motto. I came, I saw, I coexisted.
You're so easily impressed.
As I came, I saw, I consumed. That's really good. That's sick as fuck.
I like it
She
when
she loves these vampire things. Look at her.
I like it
You
when
love the vampires, mate.
it's Vlad's birthday.
No.
It's Vlad's birthday, and he says, most 18-year-olds get a car, Dad, not all the evil in the universe.
To get the part, revamp you, which is a part of fucking Vlad's disastrous policy implementation. Revamp you is disastrous. That's horrendous. I wouldn't do it.
There's a bit where the vampire bounty hunters have like this weapon and they call it the VK, which I assume means vampire killer.
So in the beginning of season 5, when Vlad is sick because he's got the cold, weak bitch, and Dracula's like, just to Renfield, like, cure the common cold, and I'm like, my guy, it's just not gonna happen, is it?
I should have done it weeks ago. Your infection's cleared up. Why are you even here?
I have my reasons.
Not anymore. Get out now.
But the country is crawling with slayers. What if they catch me?
Then I'll lend them a stake.
They'll want to take me alive. They know I'm the Chosen One's sister.
and then they'll use me to find all of you.
You wouldn't say a thing, would you?
Daddy, I'll draw them a map.
Oh, when the shapeshifter in season 4 is pretending to be Renfield, and the way that they decipher between the real Renfield and the fake one, they say clean the master's boots, and the shapeshifter says where's the boot polish, and Renfield instantly licks the master's boot with his whole tongue.
I also, with that, like, I immediately knew didn't need that, because they had the shapeshifter Renfield had just come from the slime pit, and it was written as he was punished by being thrown into the slime pit. I'm like, no. Renfield loves the slime pit. I bet he's dirty.
Meg, what do you mean?
Like up for anything. And I mean the actor. Renfield also, but the thing is, if you're willing to do that amount of shit.
Now, we have no real idea of what it is or what it's capable of. Not a clue. But I've read rumours, vamp legends, old country blood tales, that it could contain all the evil in the entire universe.
That's a lot of evil.
Exactly.
There's loads of Buffy references. Well, no, there's 2 Buffy references. There's 2 Buffy references. One in season 3 and one in season 4, one in season 5.
Yeah. It's one's to Ingrid, but I don't remember what he says.
Well, some random slayer says, "Oh, for the love of Buffy," and in the University Challenge episode, you've got
Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Sarah Michelle Gellar is one of the answers. Yeah.
Oh, I swear, he says something to Ingrid about Buffy, but I don't remember what it is now.
In the Elizabetta, because I really liked the Elizabetta fighting, because it's like they use a lot of powers in a way that they don't usually do, and Ingrid almost does a straight up Kamehameha, and I was like, what? It's from Dragon Ball. She like does the fine, but she does the stance and I was like, there's some nerds in the background of this show making these decisions.
I need you to hack into the VHC records for me again. Bring up everything you can get on a Talitha.
You really can't live without me, can you?
Don't push it or I might do something you'll regret. Now get a move on before I turn you into a human haggis.
Nice.
Were you guys satisfied with the ending?
I am glad that this season happened. When I was watching seasons 1 and 2, I was thinking, am I going to miss these when it gets darker? But I genuinely had the time of my life watching these. I had a lot of fun. Like we've spoken about all the quote unquote issues that we had, but like, you know, ways that it could have been tighter story wise or whatever. But I genuinely loved these 3 seasons, every single one.
I'm surprised we didn't get more Aaron hate from Meg.
There's so much other stuff to talk about.
We really could talk for a lot longer, but we just don't have time.
I was reasonably satisfied with it as an ending. I was like, okay, they're doing that nice, let's all sit in a room and tie up all the loose ends and all say goodbye in a kind of amicable way. Kind of the closest comparison I could think of was like Friends. They're all like in that one place and they all amicably leave with a plan.
It was the only episode that didn't end with the theme tune.
Oh.
Yeah.
So it sort of faded off to sort of peaceful music. And I did find the ending of all the sort of high drama episodes to be kind of a shock when it finished with the it's like, this is a sitcom theme tune. Yeah. That they've not bothered to change.
I love the theme tune. I wish it was
great.
Longer.
Erin!
Yeah.
We could talk for longer, but we don't. I'm sorry that this has been a really long episode. We hope you stick around.
I don't think they're mad. I think you guys are happy with it.
Laura thinks you're happy, so you're happy. All right.
Tell us if you're not.
happy.
No, don't tell us if you're not. Tell us
Keep
if you're
it to
happy.
yourself if you're not.
Yeah, if you're not, just shut up.
Thank you so much for watching / listening. This is an episode on YouTube, so
shall we round up by doing the socials?
Yes. Or maybe let's not bother this time. Everyone knows.
Stop laughing. We've got 4 minutes.
All right.
On TikTok, we are Thots TV Pod. On Instagram, we are Thots TV. O is a 0.
On Twitter, we are Thots__TV when we bother to tweet.
Yeah. You can email us at thotstv2002@gmail.com. You know, if you're a wine company that wants to sponsor us, please get in touch. Or we have a Discord as well, which is linked on all the socials.
And we have a Patreon. If you'd like to become a Patreon, there's bonus content on there. And there will be more to come because I'd like to give away even more of my social life. This is my social life. I don't have any other friends. Whoops. Fuck me. Stop doing that. I don't do anything else. This is my life.
Same. Oh my god.
You go to the cinema. We're going to the cinema tomorrow.
I've not been.
It's not a social life, Laura. It's with you.
Jesus Christ. We don't do anything else.
I don't have the time, mate.
I work full time and then I do this when I'm not working or
I like
sleeping.
that we're spending our last 2 minutes to have a mental breakdown, each of us.
No, I love doing it. Don't get me wrong. We love it. We love that you listen. But oh my god, I'm tired.
So I'm so tired. But please, would you go onto Spotify and leave a ranking? Leave a 5 stars. No less than 5 stars. If you're going to leave less than 5 stars, don't rank it.
If you're going to leave less than 5 stars, do it on Apple Podcasts.
Do it on Apple Podcasts. I don't give a fuck.
Or like
On
one of the weird
Spotify-
ones.
Yeah, there's so many weird ones. Who listens to us on an Xbox? I want to know.
One of you does. Yeah. Oh, also, this is the beginning of my one-person campaign to get Keithley Castle a BAFTA.
Sorry, I thought you were just going to say to get
Keithley Castle.
Well, listen, I believe that he's married. Anyway, thanks for listening.